Hello guys, and welcome to episode 70 of my Rome 2 Total War campaign with the Iceni tribe. Today we have a nice battle to start off. We've got the champions of Nike, which is like 57 men, an entire garrison army defending Petra against my forces, where I have plenty of ballistas to tear down these walls. I also obviously have the ladders to use. So we're going to go ahead and fight this one on the battle map, the first battle of the episode. Okay, so here's Petra. Start the deployment with it being dry. I don't think we're actually going to use ladders. Probably just knock a massive hole in the wall and then just charge through. Looks like there's a nice wall here to do so. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's get all these ladders to the back. Shall drop them out of the way. Get the ballistas to the front. With all my forces amongst them. Including my general actually. Because my general fights really well in streets. We'll get these depleted units stand behind with the slingers. And the cavalry. Well, they're not going to be able to do much. So they can stay right at the back this time. Let's get these ballistas to fire on the walls. I'm going to get them to fire on all different parts of the walls. Let's just speed it up as we try and break down this entire front here. That's killing a few of the units on top as well.
The battle is turning.
That actually did a lot of damage to all of those units, as these walls are nearly completely destroyed. There we go. All of those walls went down at pretty much exactly the same time. There we go. Get rid of the walls in between. And then we can start wandering my men forwards.
Chosen sword, fearless warriors. Slingers. Serena.
We've currently got 2 units of ballistas hitting this wall, where we've got some Eastern slingers still sat on top. And we've got 1 unit hitting this wall here. Although it looks like the entire unit of Eastern slingers just fell off the edge as the front of the wall collapsed. That's actually pretty funny.
The walls are breached.
Okay, so there goes that wall. We'll just tell them all to fire at this fort wall now instead. And then we can start firing on the tower if these men decide to stay on the walls. So nearly a large enough gap to fit my entire army through. Will be shortly. There we go. Now we're going to fire at the corner here, where we have some slingers firing at me. Hopefully we have enough ammo to just annihilate that wall. We'll soon see. If not, we'll probably do a lot of damage to the people on top. How scary must that be? Like if you stood on top of that wall and you saw like all those ballista shots flying towards you. Look at the blood splatter on that wall. That's ridiculous. Oh, that unit just got annihilated there. All of the men that were stood on the edge just disappeared.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And goodbye. That was the last volley actually from my units, which is actually quite convenient. I'm just going to run all my men straight through the gap. We'll get the slingers to come over here. They might actually be able to start firing up at the slingers that are left. We're going to get the horsemen to start riding up, start walking the rest of the spearmen up. The idea is that there should be an army in here somewhere, although I destroyed most of it already on the walls. So We're going to use sword band and my general to go and attack the left. We'll get this unit, or these 3 units here, to head right. And these can basically continue charging down this side all the way to here. They can charge up the stairs and capture the second capture point. Gonna get my riders to run in, actually do something useful.
Ancestors honor us.
Missile armed warriors.
My slingers lining up now to fire onto these archers in the back. We've basically got them stood on the ruins here, and hopefully they'll be elevated enough in order to fire into the back of these units. Yep, that's absolutely annihilating that horse. Okay. Looks like we've engaged on this side, Persian hoplites. I'm going to use these chosen spear band to actually hit the eastern spearmen on the left as I use my general's abilities. So we're going to go with a war cry, and we're going to go with fear, and we're going to intimidate this Persian hoplite unit so it breaks, and then we can just charge through the enemy. Bravo. We're going to use frenzy and just utterly annihilate everyone. Okay, so we got the majority of my men in. These guys have got to the steps that they want to get to, and now we're going to get these men up onto this tower, and we're going to get some men up onto this tower as well, because they are just killing my horsemen for free. In a moment. Get my general to fight forwards into the levy pikemen. And get this chosen sword band to turn around and kill these levy pikemen by hitting them in the back. Going to inspire this chosen sword band unit. Don't know what Into the Breach does. Target friendly units to improve their charge for a short time. That's not really very useful. War cry reduces single enemies morale for a short time. Let's do that one. And headhunt. What does that do? Nothing too impressive. I'm going to turn all my men around and just charge into the back of this levy pikeman unit. It's pissing me off. So they're going to die. Get my men to just stab them up in the back. And if I can break that, then I can turn around and focus on this unit on the right instead. Okay, so that's broken those properly. And now we can turn around and attack them on the right. I'm going to charge into these levy pikemen with the cavalry. Get the cavalry involved. Push forwards on these units. I'm actually going to get these men to come and help out. I'm going to leave a unit of spearmen here to keep capturing the area. But otherwise, send the rest of the units to help out my general and so on. I rested my army inside the gates. Still got the ballistas here. They're not going to be able to do much.
We have captured a tower.
And it looks like the majority of their army is broken. So there we go. Decisive victory. Going to end the battle there. 350 losses for us. 1,212 for the enemy. A really nice siege, actually. Quite enjoyed that one. Haven't done a siege in a long time with walls. So it was a nice change. That's going to kill off that army. And this time I'm just going to sack and occupy Petra. Sack that. And we're going to go ahead. Auto-resolve the next fight. Probably should have gone with a balanced, so it wasn't 98 instead of 99%. And then we're going to go ahead and occupy. Increase in rank for Korolos. He's doing a great job with the Seleucids. And let's actually upgrade his unrelenting force unless there's something else that is good to use. So Andrastes Chosen, it's more of a defensive thing. Indomitable infantry is really nice. Let's see, what else is there? Inexorable Horde is also very nice, although we don't need the minus 5% recruitment costs. I think Indomitable Infantry might be one to add, so I'm going to do that. Then for the general details, we can actually increase his dread to further decrease the morale of the enemy units, which is a really nice one to have. He's actually got plus 16 zeal now, which is really good for weapon damage inflicted by the commander's unit and missile damage inflicted by the commander's unit. Look at that, plus 65%, that's ridiculous. And he's got ability to use all of those abilities, which is nice. 5 turns left to finish written language, which will increase my public order in all provinces. Just something I need at the moment, so that's why I'm going for it. And it might actually be worth turning down the tax a little bit. If I'm going to be continuing to take over loads of places, then doing that isn't going to be that much of an issue. Let's see how much it affects my income. Oh, quite significantly. And it doesn't actually really change the public order very much. So, I'm going to keep it where it is. If I went up a bit, look at that, 27,000 in one turn. But not this time. Let's see what we can do with the places in Petra. So we're going to repair this place, and we're actually going to just dismantle this place here and turn that into a sacred enclosure. This place needs to be dismantled, and then we can have 2 sacred enclosures being built, followed by 2, well, a grove of Resmerta and a grove of Tutatus. Right, now what? We've got the Will of Andrasta sitting in that city there. We've got the Swords of Power in Phasis. Now we can actually go ahead and convert these to a barbarian village and a fisherman's hut. And because I'm not going to be attacking the Aorsai because they're now my defensive allies, I can actually probably start to think about moving on the army from Phasis. If I take them out at the moment, it goes down to minus 15, so not ideal at the moment. Going to have to wait for these groves to finish by the looks of things. So at the moment that is the Swords of Power. And we've got the Woad Warriors ready to head down towards the Blemiers. So they're actually suffering from attrition at the moment, the Blemiers. Maybe they've run out of food because they don't have enough provinces to maintain all of these armies. But that is a lot of armies, and that's going to be a huge battle that we're going to have to deal with these Woad Warriors. Which I'm actually quite scared about, because these Britain Scout Riders are actually pretty depleted. But as long as I keep them in a group, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So anyway, with that all done, let's just quickly go through the event messages to make sure that we didn't miss anything. We've got the Sacred Enclosure finished in Phanagoria. So let's go ahead and make that into a Grove of Tutatis. Then we can have a look at the Grove of Resmerta in Samandar and make sure that gets made into something else, although I can't upgrade it yet because I don't have the tech to do so. The Shrine of Tutatis is finished next turn though, and that will take them down to minus 70 on 97, and then that will provide the extra public order hopefully to counterbalance that. Military subversion attempt though by Sorricio, assault a bit of the patrol. Here, the agents that I was talking about at the beginning of the turn, the Seleucids. Quartermaster's report, that's a good point. The army near Rome must be nearly finished. Next turn, once the ballistas are recruited, I can jump them onto a ship. We can actually go and attack the Bithynians in Turkey with that, or just attack the Sardas actually, because I don't like the fact that they own Crete, and Crete is quite a base actually for them to attack from. That's why I'm actually going to send the Iron Winds up there to try and blockade that. Then we've got Caucasia has a troubled populace. That is the one with bases in, not much of an issue. My Scout Adiatorix actually got Knife in the Back, which is a trait that gives him plus 5% chance of a successful assassination, which is really good because it means I can continue to kill off the agents as he explores. And we've got the settlement sacked. Settlement captured. Okay, so that's all of the event messages read. Let's go ahead and click the end turn button.
My people can only dream of wealth like yours. Can you not spare some for us?
So the Aorsoi want a military alliance with me. That's actually really nice, but they want me to pay them for it. And I'm actually prepared to do that. It would be nice to have some allies in this war in order to actually take out the enemy. So I'm actually going to accept that. And we can have some actual allies for the first time in a long time. And that, I believe, will bring them straight into the war. We are being attacked by the Blemiers. Something I just want to point out, though, is in the end turn screen so far, the Bithynians just attacked the Odorician kingdom, which is really interesting. The Odorician kingdom is, in fact, my defensive allies. So them being at war with the Bithynians is actually something that really benefits me, because they are like the cushion between me and the Bithynians. Anyway, a lot of levy spearmen to kill, a lot of javelin men to kill. But I think with my forces, because they don't have as many horse skirmishing units as I might have expected, I'm actually going to be able to win this battle reasonably easily. So, although it's not in my favour, I'm going to go ahead and fight this one on the battle map. So here we are. I'm going to have to get all my elite men to line up with my less elite men on the flanks.
The oaks are our strength.
I'll get my general in the centre and my slingers further forwards,
Battle ready.
or further back, sorry, with my skirmishers further forwards. See? We'll get 3 units on the left, 3 units on the right. And that should be job done. I can use those to run down the enemy's skirmishers, which is mostly archers.
We shall not give them an inch.
So we're going to actually charge forwards towards the enemy, because I don't want to have them all grouping up with their friends. Take them out army by army. There's a lot of armies coming for me. Hopefully we can meet them before anything crazy happens. As long as my men get there quickly enough, I should be able to kick off some of these units. There's a lot of archers, and these archers will have a pretty long range. So I'm going to have to be careful not to get my cavalry too close, but I am going to try and attack these archers on the right side, which are less defended by spearmen than the others. It's going to cause them to run away. But with any luck, I'll be able to trick these archer units to not flee, and I can switch one off and charge into it. Okay, so that's actually worked. Broken the morale of that unit. And we're actually going to retreat before we get engaged by the spearmen and the other missile units. So I'm going to keep the army moving forwards. Scout Riders, a successful attack there. It's allowed my men to advance on the enemy pretty quickly, although they are starting to join up with another huge army. That is ridiculous. There is so many men. Look how many men there is. I've got 2,000 and something, I think it was. So we're going to stop my men there.
Our general is under attack.
Hopefully these skirmishers can actually start doing some damage. Here we go. Yeah, those archers took a ton of damage then. Gonna get all my slingers onto quick reload. Start firing back at their archer units. And the enemy cavalry that's coming for me, although this looks pretty elite cavalry, Might be worth stomping down.
Scouts ready. Warriors ready.
Oh well. Frenzy charge into the back of those should help out a lot. Gonna just crush that unit.
Is dead.
And it looks like we're going to have to start engaging shortly. They are advancing on me with the levy spearmen quite fast. Ethiopian cavalry dying very, very quickly now. Although it is doing a lot of damage to my scout riders.
Wavering.
I'm going to move my scout riders on to hit the next unit of Ethiopian cavalry. But I don't need them to be engaged upon by levy spearmen.
Ancestors honor us.
Chosen spears!
I'm going to actually engage the enemy now. On this right side, they're trying to take advantage of my flank.
You have our spears?
Because I don't have as many units, they actually have an advantage by drawing out my men to fight. It's something I want to avoid, but if I get them engaged, it isn't too much of an issue. Because my men absolutely outclass them.
The enemy general is dead.
I'm going to go with the intimidation actually onto one of these units and see if we can get it to rout.
Now! Chosen swords!
Get these chosen sword band involved on the left there. One of my scout riders though has unfortunately been caught up to by the
Men flee the field
spearmen
of
of
battle.
the enemy. So as long as we keep drawing away these units though, that's not actually too much of a problem.
Slingers!
I think they just said that my general got killed though, which is not good.
Chosen spears!
Chosen swords!
Left flank's going well.
Warriors!
Right flank looking okay.
Orders! Chosen spears! Britons!
Sword band!
See if we can get these sword bands to go into a frenzy. Start just cutting down the rest of these men. Gonna have to engage the next 4 units that are coming from that side.
Spears!
Gonna get my cavalry to come back across now. Help run down the enemy archers and so on.
Our general has fallen.
There goes my general. He's being peppered to hell by
Move it!
some skirmisher units, which is a really big issue. It's really quite frustrating me that he died.
Slingers!
Either way, not much I can do about it now. We just need to get these scout riders across quickly enough to make a difference. Here we go. The horses are engaging. Should make them all rout.
Orders! Sword band!
So we'll keep these sword band chasing after those running units,
Chosen swords!
and we'll turn back the other ones to fight against the skirmishers.
Slingers!
Get ready! Battle ready!
Gonna space these guys out
Missiles ready!
so they keep running but can fire on the enemy at the same time, like they're doing to me. They're basically just picking up all my units at the moment. Pretty frustrating me.
Scouts! Riders to the power! Swift horsemen!
Gonna keep all my cavalry on the move though. Managed to catch up with these archers,
Britons!
break them down. We've got some chosen spear band coming in behind these archers. That's working well. Get these guys to continue chasing.
Slingers!
Warriors of Britain!
We've managed to split up these guys enough
Warriors! Move out!
in order to pepper down these levy spearmen.
Warriors!
And they're now dead, so
Honor us!
we're going to charge them down with the slingers actually and slit their throats. Okay, so the majority of their army is now in retreat, and we won the day. So let's go ahead and end that battle. A close victory indeed. We lost 891 men. They lost 3,776. So they literally were 2-1 in this battle. And we managed to beat them back. I want to say convincingly, but it wasn't really. We nearly lost a lot of units that we didn't really need to, and my general got killed, which isn't something I like to have done to me. Either way, we didn't lose, so good enough, I guess. But it does mean that unfortunately I'm going to have to retreat to the army to replenish next turn. Unless, of course, they attack me again. Now, even though my general has died, should be okay. And now he's died as well, though. That's really frustrating. Pick a new general unit. I actually might take some heroic riders, because they're much more easy to move around in order to set off the special abilities, which I've started to use a lot more now. And I need more cavalry, because the armies that I'm bumping into at the moment are very skirmisher based, and having cavalry to take them out is something that would be very helpful. So that's what I'm going to use, and we're going to make sure that we get a general that's a member of the Elder Chiefs. So it looks like it's going to be Elixir, and he can have his heroic riders. Right, Anauni also died, which is annoying because she's a druidess that has been around and converting for me for quite a while. But maybe we can go ahead and recruit another new druid, or druidess in this case, take over in her place. So the Shrine of Tutates is being finished in Badorgis. It's nice. Not too much is going to change because of that. And the Shrine of Tutates is actually finished in Sonica. It's still -1. So now we're waiting for the Warlord's Hold to finish, and then we should be just shy of a rebellion occurring, which is just as well. So, Pergamon versus Geria. That just happened, and then we've got Quartermaster's Report with the Britain Ballistas and the Blades of Bella to Cadros. Blades of Bella to Cadros have their Britain Ballistas finished, which means they can head down to Brundisium now and head towards the Bithynians. We're going to go with a forced march stance, get them onto the sea.
When your feet bleed, you can moan.
Okay.
Pausing by
Let's go back to my agents. Adiatorix, continuing to move through the Persian lands. Let's have a look at what's up here. That's Persepolis.
Could do more.
Got Ambigatos, who has moved down to Diospolis, but the enemy agent is gone. I think it's because we killed him. So we're going to move him down towards Ptolemais Theron. Then we got Penios, who's in range to attack this noble with an assassination attempt. We're going to go with that. 24% chance of him dying. See if we're lucky today. Opportune failure. Pretty unfortunate.
How can I assist you?
Adiatorix, standing by Memphis. Not going to be able to move him. Claudius is doing the same. Brugia's probably, again, still converting culture.
yes.
And we've got the Iron Winds now in range
Hard on the oars.
to blockade
Is there nothing else?
Hyrapna. I don't even know how to say that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm absolutely annihilating these names at the moment.
Strong will. The port is now blockaded. Good.
Now, I can actually take these onto the shore and try and attempt to take over the settlement with a navy. But I'm not really confident with my naval ability in this game. And either way, I'm going to just maintain the blockade for now. I might think about attacking them later on if I build up my confidence a bit more to do so. Either way, it has unfortunately been my time. So, I'm going to have to leave the episode here. Just noticed something. My food is getting really low. I have to go through and sort that out as quickly as possible before my men start starving and I suffer from attrition, which is not something I need during a war. But either way, yep, I'm going to have to end it here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.